I'm Josh Rivers, Vice President of the Touchdown Club, and I'm here tonight to present the Louis L. Goldstein Golden Helmet Award, which is given annually to the most valuable player at the University of Maryland. Tonight, sophomore wide receiver Torrey Smith will join a distinguished group of names like Vernon Davis, Scott McBrien, DeQuell Jackson, E.J. Henderson, and Lamont Jordan, to name a few. Torrey is only a sophomore, which is good news, because he has an opportunity to win this award next year. No pressure, Torrey. 2 years. As you can see from the program, Torrey had a record-breaking 2009 season as Maryland's top receiver and one of the most feared kickoff return men in the country. He currently holds the single-season kickoff return record in the ACC and is on pace to break the career record as well. He's also likely to surpass Lamont Jordan as the all-time all-purpose yard gainer in Maryland history. In addition to receiving this award, Torrey was awarded the Ray Krause Award as Maryland's most valuable player this past season. I had an opportunity to speak to Torrey's position coach, Coach Hall, this last week to find out a little bit more about what kind of a young man Torrey is off the field. Coach Hall told me that Torrey is not a guy who seeks out the spotlight. You wouldn't know that from his play because he's always in the spotlight, but he doesn't like to seek out the spotlight, and that he's a real team leader. He's currently a member of the team's leadership council and is the oldest of 7 children, so I'm guessing that he's gotten some leadership skills from being the oldest of 7 children and helping his mom raise his younger siblings. Torrey is joined tonight by his mom and his grandmother, and I'm sure they're very proud of what he's accomplished both on and off the field. Finally, I would like to share a story that Coach Hall relayed to me about Torrey and what kind of young man he is. Torrey attended Stafford High School, and there are a significant number of kids in his district that attend that school with special needs. And during the school day, they would have 2 bells. So they would have the bell about 10 minutes before class ended, where those children would go to their class to not have to deal with the traffic in the halls. Well, one particular day, the bell did not ring, and so they had to go out into the halls with everybody else. So Torrey stops traffic in the hall and makes sure that each one of these kids gets to their class on time. So I think that tells you, what kind of a young man he is and is a real mark of a leader. So would you please join me in a warm round of applause for a fine young man and one heck of a football player, our Louis L. Goldstein Award winner, Torrey Smith.
Thank you. It's truly a blessing for me to be here for y'all today. As all y'all know, I'm the oldest of 7, so it's a lot of sacrifices. My mother, my grandmother had to make for me to be up here. Definitely honored to represent, my team, my teammates, and the University of Maryland today. I'd like to thank Coach Regent and Coach Tom Bradley. They recruited me. A lot of people don't know, my junior year, I broke my leg. So a lot of teams kind of backed off because they didn't know how I was going to come back. And Coach Regent and Coach Bradley believed in me, and they gave me that scholarship. So I knew I was going to come here, to stick with the guys who had my back, when times weren't as good. So I'm very happy, to represent the university and to be playing for Coach Regent. I would definitely like to thank Coach Hall, our wide receivers coach, for grooming me, to the player that I was this year. To me personally, I got a long ways to go, and I feel like he's going to get me to where I need to be one of the more dominant players in the country. I'd like to thank Coach Franklin, our offensive coordinator. He's the one out there, he does a good job of us spreading the ball around, and he's going to be a great head coach in the future for us, and he's a great leader for our team. And, last but not least, I'd like to thank Coach Bankers, our special teams coordinator. I got the easy job. All I got to do is just catch the ball and run with it. So he designs all the schemes, and I definitely like to thank all my teammates, the offensive linemen. It was tough for us this year, but our guys stayed strong. We stayed together, and our offensive linemen, Chris Turner at quarterback, Jamar Robinson, even my other fellow receivers, and probably a bunch of group of guys who probably don't get enough credit, for a lot of teams in the country would definitely be our scout teams. They go out there every week and get us prepared. So I definitely like to shout them out. And, hopefully I got 2 more years left here, so maybe I'll be holding this thing up for another 2 years. I look forward to seeing a bunch of the Navy people here, and as well as the people from the University of Maryland here on September 6th. You know, it's going to be an exciting game out there at the Ravens Stadium. So it's going to be a good game between two universities. And I'd like to congratulate Ross on, on his success, and Coach as well. You know, I'm glad to be up here and be at the same table with these guys. So, you know, good luck as they prepare for their off season, and I'll see you guys on September 6th.